the OnePlus 12 and the Google Pixel 9a. The question isn't which phone wins on paper, but which one delivers more how you actually use the phone every day. This is where the Pixel 9a makes its most compelling case, and it deserves to be addressed early because it shapes everything else. Google builds Pixel phones around software first. The Pixel 9a ships with Gemini built directly into the operating system, not as a downloaded app, but as an integrated assistant that works across Google Maps, Calendar, Gmail, YouTube Music, and more simultaneously. Gemini Live allows for conversational interaction without typing, follows topic changes naturally, and retrieves information across your Google apps in a single query. That level of integration is not available on any Android device that is not a Pixel, because Google controls both the AI model and the operating system. The Pixel 9a also comes with 7 years of OS and security updates, which means this phone receives guaranteed software support through 2032. It will also receive Pixel Drops periodic feature additions that arrive between major Android updates, bringing new capabilities to the phone over time rather than just security patches. For a buyer who wants a phone that genuinely improves over the years they own it, that update commitment is one of the most valuable things any Android manufacturer offers. The OnePlus 12 runs OxygenOS on Android and provides 4 years of major OS updates and 5 years of security patches. OxygenOS is clean and fast, and OnePlus's software experience is among the better Android skins available. But it does not run Gemini natively in the same integrated way, and the 3-year gap in software support is a real long-term ownership consideration. Camera performance is genuinely competitive here, and both phones make a strong case depending on what kind of photography matters to you. The OnePlus 12 uses a Hasselblad-tuned triple camera system. Hasselblad's involvement is substantive, natural color calibration, custom tone mapping, and tuned color science that produces images with a distinct, film-adjacent quality that many photographers find immediately appealing. The triple setup covers a 50-megapixel main lens, a 48-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 64-megapixel periscope telephoto, giving you genuine optical zoom capability that the Pixel 9a cannot match at any focal length. For travel photography, events, or any shooting scenario that benefits from long-range compression, that telephoto is a meaningful capability gap. The Pixel 9a relies on Google's computational photography pipeline, which is one of the most sophisticated in the industry. AdMe allows a photographer to be included in a group shot without a second phone or a tripod. Best Take combines multiple exposures to give everyone in a photo their best expression simultaneously. Macro Focus captures fine detail, raindrops, textures, small subjects, with accuracy that dedicated macro hardware often misses. In low light, Google's night sight processing consistently produces cleaner, more detailed results than most hardware-driven approaches at this price tier. For sheer versatility across focal lengths, the OnePlus 12 has more tools. For AI-assisted results that require less skill to achieve, the Pixel 9a delivers exceptional output with less deliberate effort. Battery is a category where these two phones take fundamentally different approaches, and both approaches are genuinely valid depending on your priorities. The OnePlus 12 carries a 5,400 mAh battery with 80-watt wired fast charging and 50-watt wireless charging. The wireless fast charging capability at 50 watts is unusually strong. Most phones that support wireless fast charging cap it well below that. In practice, the OnePlus 12 goes from near empty to a full charge faster than almost any phone at this price point, and the large battery means you are starting each day with significant headroom before that charging speed ever becomes relevant. The Pixel 9a uses an adaptive battery system rated for over 30 hours of standard use. In extreme battery saver mode, that extends to up to 100 hours, a mode designed for situations where you need the phone functional for an extended period without power access. For most users, 30-hour standard battery life removes daily charging anxiety entirely, and the extreme battery saver ceiling is a safety net with no equivalent on the OnePlus 12. For users who want to charge fast and move on, the OnePlus 12 is the stronger option. For users who want maximum time between charges with a backup mode for emergencies, the Pixel 9a's endurance story is compelling in its own right. The OnePlus 12 runs Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 with 16 GB of RAM. That combination puts it firmly in flagship territory. Fast application switching, no memory pressure under heavy multitasking, and a GPU capable of handling mobile gaming at high settings without thermal throttling. For users who run intensive workloads on their phone, the 16 GB RAM ceiling is a real advantage that shows up in sustained performance over extended sessions. The Pixel 9a runs on Google's Tensor G4 chip, which is designed with AI and machine learning workloads as its primary strength. Raw benchmark performance places the Tensor G4 behind the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in CPU-intensive tasks. But in daily use, app switching, scrolling, camera processing, and AI feature execution, the Pixel 9a is fast, responsive, and smooth without hesitation. The Tensor chip is optimized for the specific tasks Pixel phones are built to perform, and the result is a phone that feels capable even when it is not leading on raw spec numbers. The OnePlus 12 runs a 6.82-inch LTPO AMOLED panel at QHD plus resolution 3168 by 1440 with a 1 to 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate. The screen is large, sharp, and visually impressive. The QHD plus resolution at that size produces noticeably crisp detail, and the adaptive refresh rate conserves battery during static content while delivering full smoothness during motion-heavy content. For media consumption and gaming, it is one of the better displays available at any price. The Pixel 9a uses a 6.3-inch OLED display that customers consistently praise for excellent clarity and color accuracy. Google's display tuning on Pixel phones has historically produced accurate, natural-looking output that serves photography review and video consumption well without oversaturating colors. The smaller size and standard refresh rate make it a more focused, precision-oriented display rather than a maximum impact one. For users who prioritize screen size, resolution, and smooth gaming, the OnePlus 12 wins clearly. For users who value color accuracy and a compact form factor, the Pixel 9a's display is excellent within its parameters. The Pixel 9a carries IP68 water and dust resistance, along with a scratch-resistant display. Google describes it as the most durable Pixel A series phone built to date. IP68 means submersion protection up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes, and the scratch-resistant coating adds meaningful protection against daily wear on a display that gets handled constantly. The OnePlus 12 is a premium-built device with strong materials and construction, though its IP65 rating provides splash and dust resistance at a protection level one step below the Pixel 9a's IP68. For buyers who live active lifestyles or have a history of water exposure incidents, that certification gap is a practical consideration over a multi-year ownership period. The Pixel 9a includes theft protection, which automatically locks the phone when theft is detected. Crash detection connects users with emergency services following a detected car accident. Call assist filters and clarifies incoming calls, helps navigate phone menus automatically, and screens for potential scams and phishing attempts in real time. These features are built into the operating system and require no third-party configuration. The OnePlus 12 supports standard Android security features and benefits from the security improvements in OxygenOS, but the depth of Google's native safety and call management features on Pixel is difficult to match outside of the Pixel ecosystem. The OnePlus 12's 50-watt wireless charging is genuinely rare at any price point. Most flagship phones that support wireless charging top out at 15 to 23 watts wirelessly. Getting 50-watt wireless charging on a phone at this tier combined with 80-watt wired means users who prefer the convenience of wireless pads do not have to sacrifice meaningful charging speed to use them. That combination is harder to find than it should be. The Pixel 9a ships with 256 gigabytes of storage as its base configuration, with no microSD expansion available. For users who store large video libraries, shoot in RAW format, or download significant media offline, this can become a constraint over a 7-year ownership window, especially as app sizes and OS footprints grow over time. Cloud storage supplements this, but it requires reliable connectivity and an ongoing subscription to make up the difference. The Google Pixel 9a wins this comparison. At $599, the Pixel 9a delivers 7 years of guaranteed OS and security updates, the most sophisticated AI photography pipeline in the Android space, Google Gemini integrated natively across your entire app ecosystem, IP68 water resistance, 30-plus hours of standard battery life with a 100-hour emergency mode, and a security and safety feature set that no other Android device replicates at this depth. That is a lot to get at this price point from a single device. The OnePlus 12 at $675 is a legitimate flagship. Its 16 gigabytes of RAM, QHD plus display, Hasselblad telephoto camera, and 80-watt wire charging are all genuine advantages, and for a buyer who wants maximum hardware output and uses the phone primarily for media, gaming, and photography across focal lengths, the OnePlus 12 delivers that convincingly. It is not a consolation purchase. It is a different kind of flagship. But the Pixel 9a gives you more of what most people actually need from a phone they plan to own and rely on for years: better software longevity, deeper AI integration, stronger durability certification, and a camera that outperforms its price through intelligence rather than hardware count. At $67 less than the OnePlus 12, the value equation is not even close. Both phones are linked in the description below, and hit subscribe for more comparison videos. This channel is built to protect your next purchase. Thanks for watching.